My name is Darin Vilano, and this is an inside look of what it's really like to start and run a business. This is where I share insights and ideas, practical tips and strategies that I've learned both from running my own company as well as from working with other small business owners and entrepreneurs. I'll take you behind the scenes of my business and other businesses too, because I believe that as entrepreneurs, what we can learn from each other is limitless. So come on and join me now as we go inside my business. So today is video editing day for me. I have shot a bunch of videos up into this point and they're starting to pile up, so I need to edit them and get them in a place where I can publish them in the next few weeks. And I'm self-taught when it comes to editing. I just use Final Cut Pro, pretty straightforward program. I've played around with it. That's pretty much how I figured it out. I did have a guy sit down with me for an hour or two he was a video guy, and he showed me some of the fundamental tips and things that I needed to know to be able to use it. But I've been fumbling my way through it, and so far so good. I've edited about 5-6 videos and I think they've come out really well. I try not to get too fancy with my videos because I want to just publish content and get it out there for you to be able to watch, and really the message is what's most important. But that being said, it still takes time to do this. You have to upload the videos and sync the audio. I do use a microphone because I want really good audio, even though my video is just an iPhone for the most part. But you have to upload everything, sync everything, trim and put everything into place, and that can take some time, so I better get to work. Well, so far my video editing is coming along really well. I have a few videos done, but I have a lot more work to do. Video editing is a funny thing. It's a bit like a black hole. You start working on it and it just sucks you in. You put this detail up on your screen and you start making these minute, fine-tuned little adjustments, and the next thing you know, you look up and 2 hours have passed by because you get caught up in the zone. But anyways, when I'm working on stuff like this, I have time to think. So I let my mind wander a little bit, and today what I was thinking about was content delivery style. And I wanted to share a few thoughts with you on this topic. If you're new at creating content for your business, if you're just getting started, or maybe you've been doing it for a while but you've struggled a little bit. You like some of your content, but some of the time you don't like what you're putting out, and you look at the style, your method of delivery, and you think, wow, I don't like how I sound or how I come across in that video or on that audio. If so, I wanted to share a few thoughts with you. It's easy to get caught up in delivery style. We all consume content to some degree. It can be easy to see what somebody else is doing and see their style of delivery. And it's not that we're trying to copy them, but it's like the old saying, we become like our 5 closest friends. We start to act like them. And that can happen too, especially if you're really focusing in on 1 or 2 people online that you're really watching a lot of their content. And the next thing you know, you turn on the camera or the microphone for yourself and you can start to sound like that other person. The best advice that I could give is be yourself, find your true voice, work to do that, be authentic, and things will work so much better for you. I think that as content creators, we have a tendency to overthink this. The easiest way to know this is when you turn on the camera, especially if you're new at it, or the microphone, or the written word if you're blogging, you'll notice that something happens. That first time you turn on the camera, it's like you start to become somebody you're not, or you start to sound a little different than you normally do. And then you'll go back and you'll watch that video and you'll say, well, that doesn't really sound like me. Why do I sound like that? Or why did I say that? And that's just because it's just human nature. When we're new at this and we turn on the camera and we know it's being recorded, or we turn on the microphone, or we type and we know we're going to publish something, we act a little different. And this is just normal. It actually takes work, and that's why I gave the advice of just be yourself, be authentic. And you might be thinking, well, of course, I've heard that before, and why would I do anything else? But the thing is we actually have to work at being authentic. We actually have to work at being ourselves on camera, because this comes naturally to us when we're off camera. You know, we're a certain way with our friends or our colleagues at work or our partners, but we're different when we're being recorded. But the more you do this, the better and better you'll get, and you'll find that the best thing for you to do is to be yourself. You know, it's natural for us to, you know, when we turn on the camera, to say, well, you know, normally I'm kind of laid back, or I'm kind of quiet. I better speak louder. Or, you know, because I'm laid back, maybe I need to be a little bit more enthusiastic. Or maybe I'm not really always professional, so maybe I should dress a little different and sit up straight. Or maybe I should use bigger words, because that's not how I normally speak, but maybe I should sound like that, you know, if I'm talking to an audience. And the problem with this is that that's how we start to go down the path of straying away from our true selves. If you're naturally laid back, then be laid back. If you're naturally enthusiastic and excited, then be that. If you naturally curse, then you may want to do that. Now, just know that with all these choices, there's good and bad, right? Some people are going to gravitate to you because of the way you are naturally, just like they do in real life. And some people may not. You know, some people may be turned off by something you say. But I think it's far better. To have a big impact on a smaller audience of people than try to have an impact on a wider audience and then fall flat because you're being something that you're not. And I just think it's far better to go narrow if you have to, and appeal to the people that are really going to gravitate to you. Because here's the thing, when you find your voice, when you become your authentic self, something awesome happens, which is this whole thing of content creation becomes so much easier. And you know you found the zone when it's more fun, when you're at your most relaxed, when you are enjoying yourself, when you look forward to it. You know, if you're sitting there thinking, man, I'm running my business and now I got to create these videos, I don't really want to do that. It's too much work. You know, that can be the case when it's not, you know, you just haven't found it yet. But let me tell you, if you're in that place where it's difficult, you are not alone. Many, many people have been there. Many people are there right now. Many people will be there as soon as they turn the camera on for the first time and they figure out this is not as easy as it seems. Don't despair, because if you keep working at it, if you keep searching for your voice, if you keep working hard to be yourself, to speak the way you normally speak, to have fun with it, you will get better and better. And that is the key. The other piece of advice I'd like to give is don't be afraid to go deeper with your content. You know, we live in this world where we're told that no one has any attention. You know, we're in this fast-paced environment and everything's changing and things are speeding up, and, you know, we're being bombarded with so many messages. And that's true, but people are also starving for deeper and richer content. Not every video that you produce doesn't have to be 15 seconds, you know, or a single snapshot photo. You know, certainly you're going to produce some content like that. There's certain mediums, there's certain platforms where they're you know, that are going to naturally lend themselves to that kind of shorter content. But there are also places where you can publish and put out longer form content, longer videos. People will watch a 20-minute, 30-minute, 60-minute video. People will listen to audio that's 15 minutes, 30 minutes, even an hour long. That's why podcasts and long-form podcasts have taken off. That's why long-form videos have taken off. Don't be afraid to publish that richer, deeper content. I believe that not enough people are doing that right now. This is a conversation that we need to have, because too many people are just putting out the really short snippet content. Don't be afraid to show your mastery of your subject, of your knowledge on the material. It's a chance, because, you know, unfortunately today, if you tune into social media and you start to look at the content that a lot of people are putting out, you know, a lot of it is superficial. A lot of it is, you know, people talking in sound bites and headlines to try to grab attention. But if you search a little bit further, you'll find that there's not a lot of substance there. There's not a lot of depth there, or at least they're not displaying it. And I think that if you go a little deeper with what you're doing, you will appeal to people. And you don't have to do that all the time. You know, sometimes you're going to put that shorter form content out there, but occasionally, if the time is right, If the subject is right, you put out that longer form content, you can reach people and really show your knowledge and mastery of your subject. And I don't mean speak in jargon, by the way, either. I mean, unless your audience is technical and they know what you're talking about, then that may be appropriate. Otherwise, this is not about being condescending or talking down to people or showing your lofty knowledge or intelligence. This is just showing that you've thought out your subject, that you know your material, that you understand what you're talking about, that you've researched and you've lived this information. And I think that will resonate and connect with other people. Well, anyways, I hope these thoughts help you with the development of your content and your style as you work on it. And I got a ton of work to do on the video editing, so time to get back to work.